I heard you want to be a VTuber. So let me tell you a little bit about this fun experience. Welcome to my beginner VTubers intro guide. Hi, my name's Guilty, and I've been streaming as a VTuber for roughly 3 years. I'm making a series guide to just give my honest opinion, advice, and research about the VTubing space. In this video, I'm going to break down what a VTuber means, the origins, its actual meaning, and 3 main types of VTubers, as well as offering my experience. So sit back, relax, and let's learn something together. A VTuber is a person who uses a digital avatar over showing their real face by using different methods of tracking, art, and creativity. Typically, people become VTubers for a few different reasons. 1. The anonymity. 2. Role-playing and voice acting aspect. And 3. The creative aspect. VTubing origins can actually be dated back on YouTube to Ami Yamamoto back in 2011. Being known as the first actual virtual vlogger who debuted May 18th. But the term VTuber wasn't actually coined until 2016 with Kizuna AI. In her very first debut video on December 1st, she uses the word virtual YouTuber. She was pretty much the blueprint. She had engaging content, combining gaming, Q&A, and performances, which, well, pretty much set the format for VTubers. So, VTuber actually stands for virtual YouTuber. Yeah, you did in fact hear that right the first time. YouTuber? But I want to stream on Twitch. I know it's confusing when you first hear it, but the term itself has now surpassed being only used on YouTube to now finding VTubers pretty much on all and any streaming platform, even those of the spicy variety. Some have gone so far to create platforms just to dedicate the space for new and old VTubers, like Irium and VoopChat. But pretty much a VTuber is someone who uses a webcam or phone to control a virtual model to make online content like any other streamer in the vast online space. Now, when speaking on what kind of VTuber your model is, there are really 3 categories: PNGTubers, Live2D Vtubers, and 3D Vtubers. There are some more commonly used umbrella terms that, get used in space for like models, but the actual model type still pretty much falls under those 3 main categories no matter what. For example, some people use GIFtuber, ToonTuber, VRoidTuber, etc. But yeah, that could be really like an art style difference, programming difference, and so on. I'm gonna break these down a bit more in our next video about how to become a VTuber, but bear with me as I kind of just give a scratch at the surface context. PNG VTubers use still or animated images, typically in PNG format, to represent themselves. Instead of using a webcam or a 3D model, PNGTubers leverage PNG images that react to voice or sound input, creating the illusion that the character is alive. This allows for a more accessible and resource-friendly way to stream, as it doesn't require expensive equipment or powerful hardware. It's more cost-effective, and I believe a great beginner step into the space if you think your PC may not be able to handle the extra programs commonly used by Live2D and 3D models. Live2D models are, 2D, and the most common of the 3. When most people are exposed to VTubers, be it from the big corpos branding everywhere, or even some of the bigger indies being pushed on the For You pages and front pages, generally, main ones that you're going to see and are used to seeing are Live2D models. They allow for dynamic expressions and movements of a 2D illustration, making it appear more responsive to the streamer's action. It's more popular for achieving an anime-like aesthetic. While Live2D models can achieve a wide range of expressions, movements, and animations, they're not as advanced as 3D models for full-body tracking. Though Live2D programming is slowly trying to get more advanced in its tracking, so there could be a possibility for it in the future, just not now. And last but not least, 3D VTubers. And yeah, you guessed it, they're 3D. These models are typically created using 3D modeling software and can be animated using motion capture technology or other programs available. 3D VTubers often have more dynamic and expressive movements, making them suitable for activities like dancing, performances, or even more immersive interactive experiences. Although they can become a bit more costly than Live2D due to equipment alone, you can find greater starter programs for this to get everything kind of going. It really varies on what you like and might want to do. But once again, this is like a bare minimum scratch at the surface for an explanation on these different types. My overall experience with VTubing has been an interesting one. Not only from growing my own community and trying to understand a lot of the work around and in the space, but trying to understand the programs, overall culture, and the fan bases. I will say, like in any space or community, there are, of course, a few bad apples, but you shouldn't blame the whole orchid over a few rotten apples. You can have a lot of fun meeting and interacting with others in the space, but also remember, stay authentic to yourself. Do not change for others. Make boundaries clear, and overall, just try to have fun. We do this because we're here for a fun time. And if you ain't enjoying yourself, people will be able to tell. In my journey, I'm not gonna lie, I started off as a 3D model first. I was using VRoid Studio, which is a free program to make a 3D model. The only thing is, at the time, my PC couldn't handle running it. So although it was fun and it was great and I found really nice, cheap alternatives to make my model look similar to what I wanted, I then transitioned over to a PNGTuber. From there, I was able to actually get my model to look how I imagined her, and it was a lot easier on my PC until I was able to upgrade both my PC and save enough money to upgrade my model from PNGTuber to Live2D. And here I am now. I still have both my 1.0, my 1.5, and this is my 2.0 model. I do have a 3D model that I do use for VR chat, but I prefer Live2D. Once again, to be honest, you have to make the decision for yourself on where you want to start. If you have the budget, do you have the PC specs for it? And overall, what do you plan to do? But we can also save a lot of that for another video that we can break down budgeting cost and common specs for a lot of these programs. I hope that this information I gave you guys was enough to look into VTubing. Hopefully you can convince yourself on what you want or what you possibly might be. Maybe think on it, or maybe you learn something about the origin. I'll be making some more videos breaking into a bunch of the topics that I kind of talked about here and others that I generally feel that a lot of new VTubers or just streamers in general kind of need, like etiquette and terminology. But yeah, if you find this kind of helpful in any way, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Until next time, bye, darling.